P. Diddy's lawyer is a clown. Charlie's going to go over it. I personally can't find the right resources to find all this stuff. That's why I'm watching Charlie's video, and I'm lazy. So thanks, penguins. It's critical if you've never heard of him. He's going to talk about P. Diddy's case, the guy that they found like 700 dildos and like 100 baby oil bottles. Anyway.
Mark, a real patriot. I'm following the Diddy case very closely. I think this is a super serious one that's up there with like the same level of Epstein almost.
Yeah.
And in following the case so closely, where I have peepers on it at all times, I'm also following his lawyer pretty closely.
Yeah, and like you'll notice throughout the video, like this is crazy. Like you gotta watch because this is insane. Like it gets crazy.
So I've watched every interview that his lawyer has done. Good old Mark. A real patriot. The majority of what Mark says is just boilerplate standard lawyer lie speak. Just a bunch of babble where when confronted...
Bro, I saw something that P. Diddy said, or P. Diddy's lawyer, he'll probably bring it up actually. He was like, yeah, P. Diddy, the only reason Diddy had over 100 bottles of baby oil is because he buys it in bulk because he lives near a Costco.
Confronted with questions, just basically deflects it or reshapes it. So
yeah.
If he's confronted with a question about the case, he will do his best to steer it differently. So in one interview, someone asked him point blank what he thinks about the video that shows Diddy beating the shit out of a woman. And he says, yeah, that's bad. He basically just says, like, it's not good, you know, beating women, boo, I'm not a fan of that. But we have to remember, he's not being indicted for beating women. Wow, Mark, checkmate. Right you are. We do need to keep that in mind. Surely this video evidence of P. Diddy beating the shit out of Cassie has nothing to do with anything else. You've nailed it there, Phoenix Wright. You're a real shining star.
Hey, listen. Listen. I know, I understand that Jeffrey Dahmer had 700 gigabytes in 2003 of crazy shit. But hey, he's not getting indicted because of crazy shit.
Mark. And that's kind of what he does. He'll take things, be like, oh yeah, no, beating women, not good. But that is not what he's indicted for. In fact, they're coming after him for sex trafficking. Can you believe it? What nonsense. It's ridiculous, and we're gonna prove it in court. We'll give him the razzle-dazzle, a little bit of that slam jam, thank you ma'am, and prove that P. Diddy is an innocent man. It's a bunch of fucking nothing, a giant nothing burger with the way Mark talks about it. Yeah. I know he knows that P. Diddy is guilty, but he's about to get a fat paycheck for it. So there's not a whole lot I want to talk about when it comes to Mark's interviews or statements, but there are two interviews I want to show you and really talk about because they are beautiful.
Okay.
So Mark's been getting asked a lot about the baby oil. Mark has to defend so many awful, fucking heinous, and downright weird
so this is going to be the one.
He has to defend all of them, mind you, which includes the fucking baby oil. And the way that he tries to defend it is so silly.
Yeah.
He is a fucking amazing clown. So if like this whole lawyer thing doesn't work out for him, or if he wants to retire and just like do something on the side, this dude absolutely needs to get into like honking his nose professionally, because this shit is great.
They called them freak-offs. But, you know, back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are...
They're still called threesomes today. The reason it was called a freak off because it wasn't a threesome. Oh my god, I didn't see that.
Threesomes. How do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know.
There's already so much to unpack there.
I can't imagine.
He is trying with a straight face to say that the freak-off parties are just threesomes. Brother, open your eyes. There are videos from some of the freak-offs, and it's a lot different than what you're trying to paint it as here. That is just so disingenuous and delusional. I get that it's his job, but man, don't insult the intelligence of every human being on the planet.
Yep.
It's just one Google search away. You can see it's not just threesomes. And Goober here is trying to pull the wool over your eyes by trying to convince you that it's just threesomes. Well, back in my day, we used to call that a threesome.
When I was a kid, we just fucked two people. That wasn't freaky.
What are you talking about? That's so dumb. But anyway, to the baby oil.
Yeah.
He immediately tries to downplay it like, oh, it wasn't 1,000. Where'd that made-up number come from? That's a fucking fake news fib right there. And the interviewer's like, no, that came from the attorney. Like, no, that's the official statement. He's like, no, they must be lying. Surely they're lying about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean...
Because it's a freak off. 1,000 people, 1,000 bottles, baby.
He has a big house. He buys in bulk. You know, I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a
There
home.
it is.
You can see the cogs in his brain turning in real time as he starts to come
I mean,
to
they
the
got
realization that there
Costco's.
is no way to try and justify or explain away 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That quantity is absurd, unfathomable even. And he starts to
I'm crying.
break it down. And he
I'm
starts to
crying.
go and argue against his client, like,
I'm crying.
bottles of baby oil? That just doesn't make any sense. Who would possibly need that amount of baby oil? Do you know how much mileage you can get out of a single bottle? The best he could come
He
up
would
with
know.
is saying that since his houses are close to Costco, he's probably just buying it in bulk. I decided
Bro.
to look it up, just out of curiosity, what the biggest bundle of baby oil you could even buy in bulk is. And the biggest pack that I could find was 5. A 5-pack of baby oil.
He has
He would need
200.
200 packs of that. Just picture that for a moment. Imagine stacking
He has
200
Bro.
packs.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yo, 1 second. He wakes up at 9:30 a.m. Hey, Meek Mill, can you go check? Can you go open the door, Meek Mill? Can you go open the door? Put on some pants and go open the door for, for the truck that just showed up with 200 cases of baby oil, please. And just not saying anything about it. Oh my God. Oh, I'm crying, chat.
Of
I'm
baby
crying. This
oil,
is fucking
5 packs.
insane.
If you stack them on top of each other, from bottom to top, it'll probably be about as high as a small office building. Like, that is crazy. And you're going to sit there
Yeah.
in front of God and anime and try and make the claim that the freak-offs are just threesomes and
Yeah.
1,000 bottles of baby oil is unrelated somehow.
Because of
or
Costco.
used for threesomes. Like, Mark, please, brother, oh my God.
I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay.
No, that's not okay, Mark. Why don't we use the actual U.S. Attorney's report on how much baby oil they confiscated from his property? You can't just wipe your ass and throw that number away because it makes your client look like an even bigger psychopath.
Yeah.
You can't do that, Mark.
I've been with him since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now.
Let me guess, he's struggling.
Just laser focused.
Oh.
He's engaged. He's helpful. He's confident. You know, we're going through our defense as we do every day, and his spirits are relatively good.
Hey, Mark, I just want to say that information...
Didn't I see a Twitter post? Now, to be fair, Twitter post and real shouldn't be in the same sentence. But didn't I see a Twitter post that said, like, he was struggling to eat because he was worried about being poisoned?
does not make me happy. I don't want to hear that p.diddy is in good spirits. He shouldn't be. That guy is an absolute fiend. He's a villain. He is evil. I don't want to hear that he's in good
I'm
spirits.
pretty sure that's what I seen. P. Diddy not eating. Yeah, not eating in jail. Not eating in jail. Arrested singer Sean Diddy Combs is reportedly not eating in jail. Former inmate Larry Levine told News Nation, citing a source close to the info. So the reason is not unclear. Can you spell? The reason is not unclear, but Levine said it could be because Combs, 54, yeah, just age matters, is paranoid and scared of someone poisoning his food because he is on a hunger strike, or because he is on a hunger strike, or it's just bad food. Okay, never mind. Disregard and never go to Mint, whatever that fucking journalist was.
Or having
Disregard.
a positive outlook on things.
But I swear I saw that.
Because that's what he deserves for what he's done for the last few fucking decades that he has been terrorizing the entire music industry and ruining lives. So, Mark, your reporting right there actually put a frown on my face. You know that? I want you to know that.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Come on,
I
Mark.
don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot.
Mark, lock in, baby.
I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know.
Show me how much disinfectant he has. Because surely if he's having threesomes and freak offs all the time, he buys his disinfectant in bulk, right? He has 205 packs of Lysol, right? To clean up the baby oil. How is he supposed to clean it? He has to be getting it in bulk, and then people are going to have to eat. So are you buying in bulk for food too, Diddy?
And you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do. You know, we can't get so puritanical in this.
Hey, this is what consensual adults do. Just freak off parties with 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 792 dildos. It's just what consenting adults do. That's just what we do out here. You know, I signed the NDA to walk in the premises, but it's just consenting adults. We're just consenting. We're just here letting you know that we're okay with it. We do it. Why can't you?
This country to think that somehow sex is a bad thing, because if it was, there'd be no more people.
He's really sticking to the Costco theory here. Just sit outside of Costco and look what people come out with. It's crazy stuff. I'm sure he's not the only person to walk out of Costco with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's definitely the normal thing that happens. And then he tries to put a spin on it that it was consensual adult activities. Mark, one of the big things about the freak-offs is the non-consensual nature of some of the shit that P. Diddy would force the guests to do. It's
exactly
also a crucial component of this. And I understand, like, he can't go out there and say anything like that, but the evidence is overwhelming. So I just don't, I hate hearing lawyers speak about a case in a situation like this where the client they're defending is clearly guilty.
Yeah.
Because then you can just see the lies spilling out of their mouth, and it's just an awful thing to even just look at. But he then does try and put like that last little bow on it by saying like, oh, we can't be like this. We can't be all yucky about hearing about sex. It's important. Imagine if there wasn't sex, there'd be no more people. Whoa. Galaxy brain, Mark.
Diddy's lawyer, Diddy only bought 732 baby oils. It's completely normal. It's a fact Diddy been admitting what he's doing for years. If any condoms were found at Diddy's house, it was for the lawyer to make into rubber and animal balloons. All right. Anyway, I think that's enough on the Diddy situation for me. I haven't covered the Diddy situation because I couldn't care fucking less. Actually, the reason I did this because I knew I'd have a good laugh. I knew this lawyer is actually out to lunch, so I thought it'd be super funny. Anyway, I'm gonna ride off the back and the coattail of Moist Critical here and P. Diddy and everybody. So like, subscribe so I can get some views. Thanks. Anyway, yep, goodbye. So thanks. I'm gonna go buy some baby oil and disinfectant. All right, baby oil time. Bye. See you guys. Baby oil.